Good morning. How's everybody doing? Going to get ready to start the program in about 10 or 15 minutes. I want to say a special congratulations to all the parents here. Give yourselves a round of applause. I raised 2 daughters myself, so I know what a great challenge it is and how rewarding this day has got to be for all of you. So we're looking forward to getting the program going and say congratulations to these great kids for the accomplishments that they've done over the past year and how much we're looking forward to what they're going to do in the year to come. So thank you very much. Is that good for the sound check, JP? Okay, thank you.
Good morning, students, teachers, and honored guests. My name is Sally Whipple. I'm the Executive Director of the Connecticut Democracy Center at Connecticut's Old State House, and I'm happy to welcome you to the inauguration of Connecticut's Kid Governor. Today, we're in the courtroom of Connecticut's Old State House, the room of the 1839 Amistad trial, and many more events, large and small, that shaped our state's past and present. It is fitting to hold our inauguration here. This building is a former state capitol. It is a national historic landmark and a place of learning for people from all over the world. Since 2015, we have inaugurated 6 kid governors here. Today, our 7th governor will assume office. And after assuming office, he and his cabinet will work very hard to make Connecticut a better place. They will work for a full year. And of course, they won't do it alone. They will do it with the help of their constituents, Connecticut's 5th graders. Since we started Kid Governor in 2015, 38,588 Connecticut students have studied state government, learned how to run for office and cast ballots, and registered to vote in the Kid Governor elections. This year, the year of the pandemic, when schools faced so many challenges, Kid Governor participation reached new heights. These students are well on their way to being good citizens, and we are proud to help them on this journey by providing resources, authentic learning experiences, and support for them and their teachers. Today, our team thanks Connecticut's dedicated 5th grader teachers who have used the program with their classes, and we thank all of you students who have taken the plunge into learning and doing and succeeded so well. We also thank 2 organizations whose major funding and partnership support make Kid Governor possible: the Galicki Family Foundation and Connecticut Humanities. Dr. Jason Mancini, Executive Director of Connecticut Humanities, could not be here today, but he asked me to share a message with all of you. He says, "Congratulations to the newly elected Kid Governor Makhi and to all the members of your cabinet. Your care and attention to the matters that affect us all today are the pathway to a brighter future. We all need leaders like you to inspire us to be better and to do better. I look forward to meeting you in person and to learning more about your platforms and how Connecticut Humanities can work to support your goals." Connecticut Humanities is proud to partner with the Connecticut Democracy Center at Connecticut's Old State House in support of both Kid Governor and Connecticut History Day. Thank you, Dr. Mancini. And thank you to all of our very special guests here today and to friends and students watching from their homes and their classrooms. Thank you for making time in your day to honor Connecticut's 5th graders as they take this important step into a rich and full civic life. And of course, I want to thank Brian Cofrancesco, Director of the Kid Governor program, and our entire team who put their heart and souls into this day and every day to ensure that students, teachers, and the public can benefit from everything that history and civics have to offer. Now I would like you to join me in welcoming our host for the Connecticut Kid Governor Inauguration Ceremony and News Conference, the WTNH anchor of Good Morning Connecticut and a great friend of Connecticut's Kid Governor, Keith Kuntz.
Sally, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Great seeing you here.
Thank you for being here.
All right, good morning, everybody. And it is really a great pleasure for me to be here with you today for a wonderful day as we inaugurate Connecticut's new Kid Governor. Always exciting to welcome any newly elected official into office. And today we will be here to swear in your 2022 Kid Governor here in the great state of Connecticut. Whether you are tuning in online or are joining us here in person at the Old State House this morning, you have a fun and exciting day ahead of you. You'll get a chance to meet state dignitaries who are joining us for this very special event. You will also get the opportunity to hear from your outgoing Kid Governor Reese Naughton and your Kid Governor-elect, Makhi Ettienne-Modeste. And you will watch as Makhi and his cabinet all take their oaths of office. After that, Makhi and his cabinet will also be answering your questions about their experiences running for Kid Governor. And then later on this morning, representatives from each of Connecticut's 3 branches of government will join us live to answer your questions about state government and talk to you about what they do on a daily basis. I hope you leave today's activities with a greater understanding that you have the ability to really make a difference right in your own communities and have the motivation to get out there and make sure that your voices are heard. So this will be a very, very special day indeed. Before we begin our inauguration ceremony, please stand, everybody, for the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance, and stand also for the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now, our state troubadour, Nikita Waller, could unfortunately not be with us here today, but she sent us a recording of the national anthem for this very special ceremony.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in a gay proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was beautiful. Please be seated. Thank you very much. We are here today to recognize a group of extremely motivated and passionate fifth graders who accepted the challenge of running for Connecticut's Kid Governor this fall. They were the final candidates in the 2021 statewide election, and beginning today, they are members of the Kids Governor's Cabinet. I'd like now to ask each cabinet member to stand and wave to the audience when I call out your name. Very special moment indeed. First off, Brian, who wants to promote physical activity in schools. Brian. And now to Elizabeth, who is focused on climate change. And now Madeline, who plans to address kids and anxiety. Now Olivia, whose platform focuses on child food insecurity. We have Samantha, who wants to create a cleaner Connecticut. And we also have Satvik, who plans to address climate change. And this cabinet, this wonderful group of young people, will spend the next year working together to accomplish their platforms and also support our Kid Governor-elect Makhi and his platform. So let's give all of them together a big round of applause. And you will be hearing more from members of this cabinet during our news conference a bit later on this morning. We are also here to recognize the cabinet members' classmates who helped them develop their platforms, also assisted in creating the campaign videos, and provided support during the statewide election process. Each of you played a very important role in the success of your candidate. And let's give a round of applause to the classes of this year's cabinet members who are watching live for us in their schools this morning. So let's give all of them a round of applause. Let's also give a big round of applause to all the teachers. I have a lot of teachers in my family, know how hard they work preparing the lessons and also enthusiastically bringing the Kid Governor program to classrooms all across the state this year. Let's give them a round of applause for that. Another one. And I'd also like to recognize the thousands of Connecticut fifth graders all across the state who took part in the Kid Governor program, nominated candidates from their schools, and voted in the statewide election. Let's also give them a round of applause. They're tuning in this morning. In a few moments from now, you will hear from your 2021 Connecticut Kid Governor Reese Naughton, who is concluding her one-year term today. Reese, please stand up and be recognized for all the hard work that you have put in over the past year. Congratulations. And of course, we are here to swear in Makhi from the John F. Kennedy Elementary School in Windsor, who you elected as your 2022 Connecticut's Kid Governor. And his platform is protecting our pets. And let's have a big round of applause for Makhi right now. And we are greatly honored to have officials from all three of our branches of state government here with us today to congratulate our incoming Kid Governor, Makhi, the members of the cabinet, and all of you tuning in virtually. These great public servants have made the time and effort to take part in today's wonderful celebration, which is really a testament to the values of civic education here in the great state of Connecticut. Our first speaker, Connecticut Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysowitz. As Lieutenant Governor, she takes the place of the governor when needed and presides over the Senate in our legislative branch. So please join me, put your hands together for our Lieutenant Governor, Susan Bysowitz.
Keith, thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. The governor is so disappointed that he could not be here to join you for this amazing celebration. I will say that one of the first things that we did right after we took our oath of office was come and celebrate the Kid Governor program right here in January of 2019. So I look forward to this every year, and I am happy that we can all be here in person because we've missed out a couple of times on this in-person celebration. And Makhi, congratulations to you. It is always great to see an intelligent, hardworking, driven, and talented young person elected Kid Governor of Connecticut. And I will tell you that you, Makhi, are the first male Kid Governor in the history of our state. You follow 6 women. You follow 6 amazingly talented female Kid Governors whose photos are across the hall. And I will tell you this, as the person who chairs the Governor's Council on Women and Girls, I encourage you to reach out to Reese or some of those other female Kid Governors if you have any questions or you need some help or advice. I want to congratulate our very amazing, talented, and diverse cabinet. And raise your hands, cabinet members, so we can see you. Raise your hands. Okay, take a look. That is Connecticut, and you remind me very much of the cabinet that Governor Lamont and I have, because half of our cabinet members are women and about 40% of them are people of color. So I'm delighted to see this amazing cabinet. Congratulations to you, cabinet members. After witnessing the inauguration today, I hope that all the boys and girls who are watching out there will think about running for office in the future. We need your great ideas to keep our state moving forward. So I want to thank everyone who participated in this important program. And I want to again congratulate all of the candidates, Brian, Elizabeth, Madeline, Olivia, Samantha, and Satvik, for running amazing campaigns. You were able to bring awareness to some really important issues, all of which the governor and I are working on, but we need everyone's help. But most of all, I want to encourage you to keep continuing to work on issues that are important to you and your own communities. The governor and I need your help to make our state a more equitable state and one that has more opportunities for everyone. I want to thank the 2021 Kid Governor Reese Naughton, who's made an amazing impact over the past year. And you're going to hear a summary of all the things that she did to promote positivity and encourage kids to make time for self-care. Reese, you've been an incredible example for Makhi to follow and for students across the state to emulate. And we thank you so much for your service. Makhi, I know you have some big decisions ahead of you. In the past, I've had the great fortune to host the cabinet members for a meeting in my office. So if you need some office space, please let us know. And if you have any need for guidance or advice, the governor and I are just up the street. So congratulations to you, and I wish you every success, Makhi, as you serve as Connecticut's 2022 Kid Governor. And I thank you so much for letting me be a small part of this amazing celebration in this beautiful State House. Thank you so much.
Lieutenant Governor, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We are also joined by the state's Deputy Commissioner of Education, Desi Nesmith. Deputy Commissioner Naismith is a former fifth grade teacher and also a principal who has worked in schools all across the greater Hartford area. He was also Connecticut's 2014 recipient of the Milken Educator Award. So please join me in welcoming the Deputy Commissioner.
Good morning. Oh, we can do better than that. Good morning. I'm really excited to be here with you this morning. My name is Desi Nesmith. I'm the Deputy Commissioner at the Connecticut State Department of Education. I'm also a Windsor resident and a very proud JFK parent. Both of my kids, Alex and Kimball, go to school with Makhi. So I'm really excited to be here and share this opportunity to say a few words with you all. It's my pleasure to congratulate our Kid Governor-elect Makhi Ettienne-Modeste and your new cabinet, Brian, Elizabeth, Madeline, Olivia, Samantha, and Satvik, on your successful run and your campaigns. I look forward to Kid Governor Makhi and his cabinet rolling out their platform to educate fifth graders and kids across the state around animal abuse. I know that one of his initiatives is to create posters that raise awareness, that show kindness and examples towards animals. And I know he also has a focus on supporting animals that are in animal shelters across the state of Connecticut. I also want to take a second to congratulate the 2021 Kid Governor Reese Naughton on her successful year in office and her cabinet's focus on being positive and perseverance through our pandemic. Kid Governor-elect, cabinet members, you are part of a groundbreaking approach to civic education here in Connecticut, meaning you are all seeing and living in action how important it is to be a part of your community to make it a better place. You're getting hands-on learning experiences about state government, elections, and voting. And some of your friends are going to look at this and realize that they can accomplish this too. This knowledge is something you will take with you from elementary school to middle school to high school. And hopefully we will see all of you in some sort of a role as a state official in the future. So again, as a former fifth grade teacher, as a parent, I'm just excited to be here. This opportunity didn't exist when I taught fifth grade. And so to see things come off the page for kids and be able to have opportunities like this to see their learning come alive is just a great experience. And I'm so proud of you, your cabinet, Reese, just everyone up here. So again, on behalf of the Connecticut State Department of Education, our commissioner, thank you for inviting me, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Deputy Commissioner. My pleasure now to introduce our next speaker, Supreme Court Justice Stephen Ecker. Justice Ecker serves, of course, in our judicial branch of government in our state's highest court, along with 6 other justices, including the Chief Justice. Justice Ecker reviews decisions made by the state Superior Court and also the Appellate Court. So let's please give him a warm round of applause as we bring him to the podium.
Have to find my glasses. I took them off, out of vanity for the photo session. Well, thank you, Keith and everyone, Sally and Brian and everybody who put this together. It's a wonderful event. I'm delighted to have the privilege of being part of it, seeing all of these smiling faces, a couple serious faces. It's good to be serious every once in a while. Really fills me with joy, and maybe more importantly, gives me hope, and should give us all hope, which is a commodity sometimes in rare supply these days. On behalf of Chief Justice Robinson and all my colleagues on the Connecticut Supreme Court, I want to congratulate the 2022 Kid Governor, His Excellency Makhi Ettienne-Modeste. Is that the right formal? I think that's what we should call you, His Excellency. This is an impressive accomplishment. It's the result of hard work, resolute drive, and a vision for making the great state of Connecticut one, even better, an even better place. You should be very proud. I also want to congratulate your cabinet, Brian, Elizabeth, Madeline, Olivia, Samantha, Satvik. Did I miss anybody? I got it right. I read all of your platforms out there, and it's an amazing group. So you'll be well supported, sir. Finally, congratulations to the 2021 Kid Governor Reese Naughton on your successful year, from what I hear, and I hope we'll hear a little more on Be Positive pandemic performance. You get extra credit for the alliteration. I still remember being taught by my fifth grade language arts teacher, Ms. Maychek, about alliteration. And I'm sure that it was a great year. Congratulations to you as well as your fine cabinet. I want to close, the last thing that any of you need is pearls of wisdom from an old person. But I've never said this before, publicly, certainly. I've never been invited to speak before. So, I don't know if that marks this as a special moment, but for me, I have learned something, in my years, especially 4 years on the court, in a collaborative decision-making process, which is this. It may not be true for you, but I think it's proof true for me. The single most important thing in government, in politics, in democracy, and maybe even in life itself, is not winning. It's not being right about a policy or an issue or an idea. No, the most important thing is going to bed at night with the knowledge that you have treated with respect and decency every person with whom you've interacted that day. And that includes people you disagree with. We'll disagree with one another. There will be hurt feelings. There will be anger. There will be plenty of righteous indignation. We love righteous indignation. Somebody interrupts you. Somebody's wrong. They're not listening. They have their facts wrong. It's really important to show respect to people. Nonetheless, it's hard. I find it hard, but it's a great thing to shake hands, to hug with your masks on, of course, and make up. Sure, the person might be flawed. They could be a jerk sometimes. Truth be told, I'm far from perfect myself, and the ones who succeed are the ones who love. Congratulations.
Thank you, Justice Ecker. Some great words of wisdom right there. We appreciate it. And now we would like to bring up a member of another branch of government right here. We have a state lawmaker with us who serves in the Connecticut General Assembly, our legislative branch, of course. I'd like you all to welcome State Representative Jane Garay, who represents the 60th House District, which includes Makhi School, John F. Kennedy School in Windsor, and let's bring Representative Garay to the podium right now.
I want to start by thanking our outgoing Kid Governor Reese Naughton and her cabinet on her successful year in office, focusing on pandemic perseverance. I'm also very excited to congratulate Makhi from my hometown of Windsor and his election and all of his cabinet members as they embark on a year of hard work to make a difference not only in the state of Connecticut, but in their communities. It gives me hope, and it's heartening to see these young people get involved in politics as we are looking to the future of our state and our nation. I know some years ago, when I was in 4th grade in Windsor, we came to the Capitol, and I'm not going to say which governor it was because that will date me. But anyways, and we're all in his office, and I was one of you shyer kids, believe me. And he asked, who wants to be governor for a day? And I raised my hand, and I got to sit in his seat for like 10 minutes. And who knew then that at this time in my life, I would be a legislator? State government work often isn't flashy, but it's the kind of work that has real impact on our families, our friends, and our neighbors. It makes a difference in the quality of our life. We need folks involved and engaged to make the change that we want to see in our communities. All of you today are our leaders for the next generation, and I am looking forward to collaborating with you in 2022. And I want to thank the people that help support you to be here today, because Windsor has been in the finals a couple of times, part of the cabinet, but Makhi brought it home. And I want to thank your classmates, your teachers, our superintendent of schools who's here with us today, and all those that have supported the program and supported you. And I can't wait to see everything that you accomplished this year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have several very special guests joining us later on this morning for the educational program talking about state government, who I would like to recognize. First off, Connecticut Attorney General William Tong will be joining us talking about the executive branch. Former Supreme Court Justice Dennis Evely will speak about the judicial branch of our government. Representative Tammy Zawaskowski, who represents the people of the Connecticut in the General Assembly, will be speaking about our legislative branch. And as we prepare for the official inauguration of Makhi later on this morning, I would like to I have the honor to call upon our 2021 Connecticut Kid Governor Reese Naughton from Southington. 1 year ago, Reese stood in front of the Connecticut Old State House delivering her inaugural speech and sharing her goal of be positive pandemic perseverance. That was her platform. She will now review her term in office as she delivers her farewell address to her great constituents. So please join me Big round of applause for your outgoing Connecticut Kid Governor, Reese Naughton.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in today to celebrate the inauguration of our 2022 Kid Governor Makhi. To start off, I'd like to congratulate Makhi on his amazing platform in winning the statewide election. Makhi, you are a great role model to other kids in our state, and I love that your platform was so well thought out and personal. You will make a great kid governor, and I am so proud of you. I'd also like to congratulate the 2022 Kid Governor's Cabinet: Brian, Elizabeth, Madeline, Olivia, Samantha, and Sophic. You all have amazing platforms, and you are going to do amazing things this year. I'd like to give a special thank you to all of our state officials who took the time out of their day to join us here at the inauguration today. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Susan Beisowitz, Deputy Secretary Bates, Deputy Commissioner DeSmith, Justice Ecker, and Representative Garay. This year, I worked to help people struggling with stress or anxiety caused by the pandemic through my Be Positive Pandemic Perseverance platform. So let me tell you about everything I was able to accomplish during my term this year. The first point of my platform was about cheering up the elderly in nursing homes because they hadn't been able to see their families since the pandemic started in 2020. In February, I encouraged kids to make cards and care packages for the residents in their local nursing homes. I received pictures of so many cards that kids all over the state made. In the end, fifth graders around the state made more than 1,000 cards for Valentine's Day or other holidays and sent them to their local nursing homes. Thank you to all the fifth graders who made cards. The second point of my platform was about sharing positive messages during the pandemic. I asked students to submit their own positive messages to make other people smile by writing them down on my paper mask template and sending pictures of their completed paper mask to the Connecticut Democracy Center. We put the masks into my interactive virtual community crate on the Connecticut's Kid Governor website for students and the community to see. If you would like to read the messages, you can explore my virtual community crate at ct.kidgovernor.org. I also collected positive messages through my poster contest with the Department of Children and Families. I encouraged fifth graders to make posters about their silver lining during the pandemic. We got so many creative submissions. Congratulations to Carter Wheeler of Stonington, who won the poster contest. We recognized Carter and the 12 finalists at Connecticut Family Day in September. Finally, the third point on my platform was about getting outside to build endorphins and maintain positive attitudes. I held an outdoorsathon contest that encouraged kids to have fun with their friends or family outside. They could do activities like going to a local park, playing with sidewalk chalk, or going to the beach. We shared an activity tracker so students could keep track of how many minutes they spent outside doing these fun activities. The winner was Aaliyah from Southbury. Just like Makhi, I had a cabinet this year. My cabinet members were Claire, Cora, Huda, Miley, Nathan, and Samir. They ran on separate platforms that are important to them. They got to work on their community issues this year. I am so grateful to have worked with them and heard their ideas. We met every month over Zoom with the exception of one in-person meeting. Thank you to my cabinet members, and I wish the 2022 cabinet a great year of working together to help your communities. This all would not have been possible without the help of my fifth grade teacher at Oshana Elementary School, Mrs. Chavez, and my principal, Mrs. Regala. I would like to give a special shout out to the Kid Governor program and the CT Democracy Center. I'd also like to thank my family for their support throughout my term and all the fifth grade, now sixth grade students who took the time to participate in my platform. I got to do so much this year, and I've been offered so many amazing opportunities. As my term comes to an end, I will continue my work in Connecticut by partnering with some major corporations around the world and creating new collaborations. Stay tuned for how I will continue to keep Connecticut positive. I'd like to close by wishing Makhi and his cabinet a wonderful term. You guys are going to help so many people and change so many lives. I am so proud of you. Thank you all so much for listening, and enjoy the rest of the inauguration.
Thank you very much. You feel a lot better about the future hearing from young people like this. I want to thank all of you for being with us today. Special thanks to Reese and that wonderful speech. I want to congratulate you on such a successful year as our 2021 Kid Governor. We're all so proud of you. Thank you for spreading your message, having such a positive mindset during this past year when we've all been dealing with the pandemic. You've done all of us here in the state of Connecticut proud. Our final speaker is our Deputy Secretary of State, Scott Bates, who will also deliver the oaths of office to Makhi and his incoming cabinet. Deputy Secretary Bates works alongside our Secretary of State, Denise Merrill, in the executive branch to oversee the government's records and elections in our state. The Secretary of State's office has sworn in every previous Connecticut Kid Governor. Please join me, warm round of applause to our Deputy Secretary Bates as he comes to the podium.
Well, thank you very much and good morning, everybody. This is a day of real celebration in every possible way. We're here to celebrate these young people with us today for their dedication and their idealism. We are here to celebrate this generation of promise that is watching here today live across the state and even beyond on the internet. And we're here to celebrate this democracy in this nation that is flawed, imperfect, but we work toward a more perfect union and we get better every day. And that's the message that I hope all of you take with you. You don't have to be perfect, but you just keep on going and you make the world a little bit better each day. So I agree, Keith, this is an inspiring day. It's exciting to be here with all of you. And it is my great honor to administer the oath of office here today for not just I was going to say president, but it's Kid Governor. I don't want to give you your promotion just yet, but I want to swear in the cabinet too. I used to be in a cabinet in the state of Virginia a long time ago, and it's great because it's a great group of people that can get together and help make good things happen. And, you know, that's the lesson you learn in justice. I'm so glad to hear your lesson. It only took me about 35 years to learn that, which is, it ain't just me, but it's a group of people and you're powerful together. So that's the lesson of today, I would say. So when I call your name, members of the cabinet, please stand in place and raise your right hand. And after I read your oath, then you'll say, I do. So first we have Brian Wright from Casimir Pulaski Elementary School in Meriden. Brian, there you are. Please stand up to take the oath of office and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term and so long as you continue as a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Kid Governor's Cabinet to the best of your ability, so help you God? Congratulations, Brian. And next we have Elizabeth Becker from Noah Webster Micro Society Magnet School here in Hartford. There you are. Elizabeth, please stand and take the oath of office. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the Kid Governor's Cabinet to the best of your ability, so help you God? Congratulations. Next, we have Madeline Sweet from Thomas O'Connell School in East Hartford. Madeline, please stand to take the oath of office. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term, and so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Kid Governor's Cabinet to the best of your ability? Congratulations. And next we have Olivia Campbell from Nathan Hale Arts Magnet School in New London. Olivia, please stand to take the oath of office. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term and so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Kid Governor's Cabinet to the best of your ability? Congratulations. And next we have Samantha Botero from Stamford, who attends Greenwich Catholic School in Greenwich. Samantha, please stand to take the oath of office and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term and so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Kid Governor's Cabinet to the best of your abilities, so help you God? Congratulations. And finally, we have Satvik Nag from Southbury, who attends Long Meadow Elementary in Middlebury. Satvik, please stand to take the oath of office. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term and as long as you continue to be a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Kid Governor's Cabinet to the best of your abilities, so help you God? Congratulations. And now, it is my duty to administer the oath of office for 2022, Connecticut's Kid Governor Makhi Ettienne-Modeste. Makhi, will you please join me at the podium? I'd also like to invite Makhi's family to join at the podium. Makhi, it is now time for you to take the official Kid Governor oath of office. Are you ready? I know you are. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and the students of Connecticut during your one-year term and so long as you are a citizen thereof, and you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Kid Governor to the best of your abilities, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations. You're awesome. And now it is my honor to present to you the Kid Governor sash. Now, right here. Isn't that cool? This is the symbol of your office. You should wear this sash proudly when you address your constituents, make public appearances, or participate in programs. It's been worn by your predecessors, Elena Tipton, Jessica Broxham, Megan Kasparowski, Ella Briggs, Myra Stanfield, and Reese. Now I'd like to invite your Connecticut's Kid Governor, Makhi, I messed up. First I give you this, then you get to give a speech, okay? So let me try to do this, all right? You stand right there, and I'm gonna do this. Isn't that awesome? Please welcome Connecticut's Kid Governor. And now, sir, we'll invite you to give your inaugural address.
Good morning, students, teachers, community members, and guests. Thank you for all being here this morning or watching Inauguration Day online. First, I would like to address how grateful I am to have the opportunity to serve as the 2022 Connecticut's Kid Governor. I could have not achieved this without the support of each fifth grade student who participated in the Kid Governor program this fall. It was your support that continued to motivate me to do my best throughout this process. Not many students get this opportunity, and I am excited to begin working with my cabinet on my Protecting Our Pets platform. I hope to make you all proud. This opportunity would not be possible without the support of my family. My parents have always told me I could achieve anything I put my mind to. I would also like to thank my sisters, Zaina and Amira, for always being there when I needed help or guidance. My dogs Paco and Blue for being my personal pets to protect and the best companions. I would also like to thank my principal, Miss Mitchell, and my teacher, Miss DaCosta, who are here today, as well as my teacher, Miss Turner, for supporting me with my speeches throughout filming my campaign video. To the Windsor Public Schools community, including Superintendent Dr. Hill and Director of Business Services, Miss Batchelder, who are here today. And the Windsor Board of Education, thank you for all you have done to encourage me. Without the CT Democracy Center and the hard work of its staff, the Kid Governor program would not be possible for the fifth grade students of Connecticut. Thank you for helping us make a difference in our communities and state. Finally, I would like to thank the dignitaries who are here today and who inspire us to help in our own communities. Lieutenant Governor Bisowitz, Deputy Secretary Bates, Deputy Commissioner Nesmith, Justice Ecker, and Representative Garay. Protecting our pets is extremely important, and when I got the opportunity to run for Kid Governor, I knew students needed to know the signs of animal abuse and the importance of showing kindness to companion animals. I never want to see a pet or companion animal hurt, and by educating each other, we can work together to prevent cruelty from happening. To be successful as Connecticut's 2022 Kid Governor, I will need the assistance of not only my cabinet, but also you, the fifth graders of Connecticut. My platform has 3 points. First, I will educate Connecticut's fifth graders about how to recognize the signs of animal abuse. They will also need to understand the importance of showing kindness to companion animals. I will do this through a live virtual educational program that fifth grade classes across the state can watch from their classrooms. Experts from the Connecticut Humane Society and the Animal Control Unit at the Department of Agriculture will join me to teach this important information. Second, I will create a statewide poster contest this spring where fifth graders in Connecticut can draw attention to the importance of showing kindness to companion animals through art. The purpose of this contest is to raise awareness for pets that can't speak for themselves. It is our job to protect our pets. I will be following in the tradition of past Kid Governors by working with the Department of Children and Families on this poster contest. Finally, it is my goal to donate and raise funds for shelters that help animals that have been abused. I will need your help to do this. You can hold a collection drive in your school where students and staff can bring in items or give a monetary contribution to a local animal shelter or humane society. I will share a list of items that you can collect and donate, as well as ideas for items that you can make yourself to help pets in shelters and humane societies. I hope all Connecticut fifth graders watching today will help me with these 3 points. Together, we can make a big difference in our state and help many animals who need us. Thank you for all your support. I am so happy to be Connecticut's 2022 Kid Governor. Remember to treat companion animals with kindness and POP. Protect our pets. Thank you.
Thank you, Makhi. Congratulations. And we look forward to what this young man is going to do in the year ahead. So exciting. Congratulations to you, your cabinet, your classmates, your teachers. You've all done a wonderful job, and it's going to be a great year ahead. That concludes our inauguration ceremony. We're going to take a brief break to prepare for our news conference. Makhi and his cabinet will be answering some questions. Get used to that as somebody in the political world now from Connecticut fifth graders. If you're watching from home, stay tuned during the break for special messages from our adult governor, Ned Lamont, Secretary of State Denise Merrill, U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal, and our state controller, Natalie Broswell. And we will be returning here in about 5 minutes at 10:05. Thank you very much.
Here is to our outgoing and incoming kid governors. Number one, outgoing Governor Reese Naughton. Thank you. Being positive, especially during COVID, what that meant. Positivity is contagious, better than a virus. It keeps you safe, keeps you happy, and keeps those around you happy. Thank you for that positive message going forward. And to Makhi Ettienne-Modeste, congratulations, incoming kid governor. And I love what you're saying about cruelty to animals and making people aware that cruelty to animals is sort of part of somebody who can be cruel. We can't be cruel. We have to be kind to each other. That starts with being kind to our animals. Thanks for everything you're doing.
Hi, I'm Denise Merrill, Secretary of the State of Connecticut, and I'm here to congratulate everyone who participated in the Kid Governor program this year. You know, as Secretary of the State, I go through an election every 4 years along with the governor, and I'm so proud of all you kids for participating in the program. I especially want to congratulate the cabinet, Brian, Elizabeth, Madeline, Olivia, Samantha, and Satvik, for their wonderful work on talking about the issues that are so important to all of us. And I was so impressed with all your programs and plans to talk about things like climate change and food security and anxiety, all the things that you kids need to be thinking about now. And so I'm proud of all the work. And of course, I am especially proud to congratulate Makhi, the new kid governor for Connecticut this year. So congratulations to everyone. I wish I could be there in person, as I usually am every year, to congratulate you myself. But I wish you all the best and have a wonderful year as the kid governor and the cabinet. Thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. I'm Richard Blumenthal, your United States Senator. So proud and excited to join in celebrating your new Connecticut Kids Governor, Makhi Ettienne-Modeste. A special congratulations to Makhi, because you've chosen a cause that is so close to my heart, preventing cruelty to animals, particularly companion animals. I want to congratulate you on your wisdom, your energy, and your dedication, but also to your cabinet. You've worked so hard, and I know that all of your teachers and the parents at John F. Kennedy School in Windsor are very proud, well deservedly, of all your accomplishments. So congratulations. I look forward to working with you as your United States Senator, because as Kid Governor, you have a lot of responsibility. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm State Comptroller Natalie Braswell. I would like to extend my congratulations to Connecticut's 7th Kid Governor, Makhi Ettienne-Modeste. I'd also like to extend congratulations to his cabinet, Brian, Elizabeth, Madeline, Olivia, Samantha, and Satvik. Your platforms for change are very impressive, from tackling food insecurity, childhood anxiety, and climate change to protecting our pets. It's very clear that all of you are committed to making a difference and making your communities and your schools a better place. The state of Connecticut is in good hands with all of you as its future leaders. Now, Makhi, you and I actually have a lot of things in common. We both grew up in Windsor. Shout out to the 06095. And I also went to John F. Kennedy Elementary School. We are both also pet lovers. As I cue the picture of my doggo, DOG, your platform to protect pets and to fight against animal cruelty is not only impressive to me, but DOG also thanks you for your commitment. I am sure that you are going to have a very successful tenure as Kid Governor. Please stop by the Comptroller's office anytime you want. If you need any advice, I am here and happy to give it. And again, congratulations on your election as Connecticut's 7th Kid Governor. Bye.
All right, want to welcome everybody back to Inauguration Day 2022, and we are so very fortunate to have all 7 candidates from the statewide election for Kid Governor with us for a news conference right now. Each of them, of course, showed great courage, perseverance, running for office, standing up for the platforms that they care so very much about. Now we will hear answers to some tough questions submitted by classmates and other students all around the state. To start off, I want to briefly introduce you once again, all of our candidates and the new candidates who are coming into office and the platform to our in-person and also our online audiences. First, of course, your new Kid Governor Makhi from JFA School in Windsor. Congratulations, Makhi, once again. And his platform is protecting our pets. Next, we have Brian from Casimir Pulaski Elementary School in Meriden, who wants to promote physical activity in our schools. Next, we have Elizabeth from Noah Webster Micro Society Magnet School here in the great city of Hartford, who is focusing on climate change. Madeline is from Dr. Thomas S. O'Connell School in East Hartford, plans to address kids and anxiety. We have Olivia from the Nathan Hale Arts Magnet School in New London, and her platform will be focusing on child food insecurity. Samantha comes to us from Stanford and attends Greenwich Catholic School, and she wants to concentrate her efforts on creating a cleaner Connecticut. And Sadvik from Southbury attends Long Meadow Elementary School in Middlebury and plans to address climate change. So now, with all that said, the background, we move into the question and answer segment of our news conference. And ladies and gentlemen, when I call your name, please step up to the microphone and answer your question. Okay, and our first question was submitted by the great students at the West Vine Street School in Stonington, and it's for Brian, Madeline, and Samantha. And that question is, how did you come up with the idea for your platform? And we're going to start with Brian, who's going to be up first.
I came up with the idea for my platform because I noticed people aren't going outside, mostly kids, because of coronavirus and video games. But at school, kids are safer and they couldn't go outside more often without getting hurt or being too close to people. And that's where all their peers are. So it's most likely that they will have fun at school.
Madeline?
Thank you for the question. Well, when my teachers, Ms. Colon and Ms. Feldstein, brought up the Kid Governor program and said, think of a problem that Connecticut faces today, I thought of, I suffer from anxiety, and especially during COVID, and I thought, what if I'm not the only one? And after doing some research, I figured out that lots of kids suffer from anxiety in our state, and then that's how I came up with my platform. Thank you. The way I came up with my platform is because a lot of people like to recycle, but not all of people, so I wanted to make a change.
Thank you very much. Our second question comes from the students at Woodside Intermediate School in Cromwell. And this question is for Elizabeth, Olivia, and Sadvik. And that question is, how did you feel when you became a finalist for Connecticut's Kid Governor? And we begin with Elizabeth.
Finalist for Connecticut's Kid Governor. I felt very excited and happy that I got to be a finalist and have a chance to run in an election.
Next up, Olivia.
When I found out I was a finalist for Kid Governor, I was very excited because that meant that even if I didn't win the whole shebang, I would still be part of the cabinet and still help make a difference in my state.
And now Sadvik.
I was very excited and happy, and hopefully I can make a difference. Because Kid Governor is a very big platform, and I'm hoping to make a difference.
Thank you very much. Our third question this morning was a very, very popular one. It came in from students at John F. Kennedy Elementary School in Milford, also from the Nathan Hale Arts Magnet School in New London, and the CREC in Hartford. And they would like to hear from Makhi, Brian, and Samantha on this question. And that question is, what are you most excited to do this year as Kid Governor or as a cabinet member? And we'll begin with our new Kid Governor, Makhi.
So really what I'm the most excited about this year is probably helping my cabinet and really getting to know them better, because I feel like that's going to be one of the most fun things. I think we're going to have like a really good year, and I think I should really cherish these moments right now because it's going to go by fast. In a good way, of course.
Olivia?
Like Makhi said, I want to meet the cabinet members and Makhi. I also want to help everyone on their platform, including mine, to help make a change.
What I am excited for to do this year is help Makhi with his platform and all the other cabinet members. But there are a lot of people that I haven't met yet, and I feel like it's going to be a good experience.
Thank you very much. Our fourth question is for Madeline and Sadvik. Students from the Noah Webster Micro-Society Magnet School in Hartford and Oswegatchie Elementary School in Waterford asked this question. You all have great platforms with a lot of great ideas. What do you plan to do first on your platform? And we begin with Madeline.
What I plan to do first is address to all the kids who have anxiety that they're not alone, that they should not be embarrassed. That's the first thing, though I would also like to help them ask for help. Thank you.
Well, my first idea for my 3-point plan was to develop an eco-friendly checklist. And I'm trying to distribute these all to schools. And yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, question number 5 was another very popular one. This question comes from students in my home community of Hamden, from Shepherd Glen Elementary School, from Casimir Pulaski Elementary School in Meriden, Charter Oak International Academy in West Hartford. And this question is for Elizabeth, Olivia, and Samantha. And the students from those three schools asked, how can fifth graders and classes support your platform at their schools? And first off, for that question, let's go to Elizabeth.
Biggest thing people can do right now to help support my platform is to write our elected officials and urge them to take action on climate change.
Olivia?
Fifth graders around the state can help by raising awareness and helping people to not feel embarrassed when it comes to food insecurity.
Fifth graders can help recycle more at school.
Thank you. Our sixth question was submitted by the students at Meadowside Elementary School in Milford. And this one is for Makhi, Madeline, and Satvik. And the students asked, how will you help your fellow cabinet members solve the problems they are addressing? And we will start with Makhi at first.
Sorry for that inconvenience. Just me. But I really think how I'm going to help my cabinet is make more people learn about their platform, not just mine only, because I really think they have amazing platforms and topics, and I really think a lot of people need to know more about those.
Thank you. Madeline.
Makhi and the other cabinet members have such great platforms and ideas, and I would like to help them by sharing them at my own school, O'Connell, and in my community of East Hartford. Thank you.
And Satvik.
I will help my cabinet members by researching on their platform and giving them ideas to help them.
Thank you very much. And we want to thank all of our candidates. But before we wrap it up, the great staff here at the Connecticut Democracy Center submitted our seventh and final question. It goes to Elizabeth, Brian, and Olivia. And that question is, do you think you'll run for public office when you're older? And Brian gets to tackle that one first.
I don't not think I will run for a public office when I'm older. I like to play sports, so I might want to be a professional sport player.
Elizabeth is next.
I might run for public office when I'm older, but I don't know what I'm going to do just yet.
When I'm older, I might run for public office, but right now it's looking like playing basketball and being a vet.
All right, very good. But all you guys have a long way to go, and you're going to change a lot of goals as the years go on. So we'll just have to see how it all goes. All right, let's give one more final round of applause to all of our candidates for our 2021 statewide election of Connecticut's Kid Governor. I must say this is a strong and passionate group of young leaders, and we're so confident they're going to accomplish all of their goals in the coming year. Let's also give a great round of applause to the Connecticut Humanities and the Golicki Family Foundation for their major funding and partnership support for the Connecticut Kid Governor program. Let's give a round of applause right there. And it's been my pleasure being here with you again this morning. I want to thank everybody for joining us for this morning's inauguration ceremony and the news conference. Stay tuned for the final part of today's celebration, the Meet the Three Branches of State Government educational program, which will begin shortly at about 10:45. And again, it's been a pleasure being here with you again today, being with this great group of young people. And again, we're so excited to see what you'll accomplish in the year ahead. Have a great day and a great year. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Inauguration Day 2022. My name is Makhi Ettienne-Modeste, your new Kid Governor. It is my honor to welcome our in-person and online viewers to our educational program, Meet the Three Branches of State Government. We are coming to you live from Connecticut's Old State House in Hartford, home of the Kid Governor program. The Old State House is a historical state capitol building built 226 years ago. It once had all the three branches of state government working under its roof. Today, it is a museum that attracts students and visitors from all over the world who want to learn about the history of the building and how it was used when it was a capital. When you visit, you can even explore the governor's office from the 1800s, which is now my office as Kid Governor. Today's Meet the Three Branches of State Government program is a really cool opportunity to learn about the three branches of government right from the people who work in them. In the place where our government once met. Fifth graders, we have three officials from Connecticut state government who have taken time out of their busy schedules to answer your questions. They are going to talk about their roles and responsibilities and give you a first-hand explanation of how the three branches work. Before we start asking our questions, I will start by introducing our special guests. I'd like our guests to wave hello to the audience as I introduce them. First is Connecticut's Attorney General William Tong. Attorney General Tong is our state's lawyer and works as in the executive branch. He is one of the 6 constitutional officers who work together to enforce the state's laws. Please join me in a round of applause to welcome Attorney General Tong. Next is State Representative Tammy Zawistowski. She represents the towns of Suffield, East Granby, and my town of Windsor in the Connecticut General Assembly, which is another name for the legislative branch. As a member of the legislative branch, Representative Zawistowski writes, debates, and works to pass laws in our state government. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Representative Zawistowski. Our third guest is Judge Dennis Everly, who is representing the judicial branch. He is a former justice of the Connecticut Supreme Court, the highest court in our state government. The judicial court interprets laws and helps people settle disputes through court cases. Please join me in welcoming former Supreme Court Justice Dennis Everly. Thank you to our 3 special guests for being here today to talk with the 5th graders of Connecticut. Classes around Connecticut submitted their questions about the 3 branches of government for today's program. We are going to get to as many of them as we can. The 6 members of my cabinet and I will take turns coming up to the podium to ask a question. Our questions may be for one specific oh, I'm struggling over here. Pacific. Pacific. Branch of government, or for all 3 branches. We have some great questions today, so let's get started. Is everybody ready? I will ask our first question. It was submitted by 5th graders in Manchester. Their question is about the executive branch and is for Attorney General Tong. They asked, what does the Attorney General do?
That's a big question. What does the Attorney General not do? Is a better question. So can you all hear me, by the way? I'm going to leave my mask on to be safe. But I'm the state's lawyer. So what that means is I represent the state and state officials acting in their official capacity. I represent the legislature. I even represent the judicial branch in legal matters. And that's my basic everyday responsibility. On top of that, I protect all of Connecticut's families and children and people from any number of threats and risks that we face, everything from the effects of climate change, for example, and protecting our environment. Right now, I'm conducting an investigation of Instagram, Meta, and Facebook to protect all of you, 5th graders especially, from threats from social media. I'm also leading an investigation against Juul for their role in the epidemic of youth vaping. And what you may have read about, if you see occasionally in the paper or on television, our work in confronting the opioid and addiction crisis. So we do a lot of work there to protect all of you and your families. So that's a short summary of what the Attorney General does every single day.
Thank you very much. Cabinet Member Bryan will ask our next question.
Our next question is about the judicial branch, and it's for Judge Everly. It was submitted by Noah Webster, Micro Society Magnet School in Hartford. They all asked, how do you become a judge?
Thank you. The governor has appointed a judicial selection commission. And to become a judge, you have to make application to that commission. You fill out an application form, and then you go for an interview. After that point, if you're selected by the commission, and I think their percentage is usually around 10% of those who apply, you go on a list. Now, the governor doesn't have to appoint everyone on the list, but when he or she makes an appointment, that person must have passed judicial selection and be on that list. And then the governor will go through a Judiciary Committee, and then ultimately be voted upon by the General Assembly. And if you're approved by everyone, by the General Assembly, then you become a judge. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Cabinet Member Elizabeth will ask our next question.
The students at Oswegatchie Elementary School in Waterford submitted our next question. It is for Representative Zolotowski and is about the legislative branch. They asked, how do you get the ideas to form bills and make them into laws?
Thank you for that question. As far as getting ideas in order to start laws, we listen to our constituents. There are 187 legislators, 36 in the Senate and 151 in the House. And we all represent different groups of people geographically. And a lot of times our ideas are to solve a problem, number one. I mean, that's my feeling is that we shouldn't really introduce laws unless it solves a problem. But also other people have ideas about situations in which they think that we could be doing better. We could be doing better government. So they will actually talk to their representatives and their senators and tell us what they think is an issue for them. We take it through the whole committee process. We're set up with committees, and we go through to see what this bill will do if it passes, and we also make sure that it doesn't hurt other people. Every bill that we pass does have unintended consequences, and we need to make sure that we protect people that might be damaged by those bills as well. It's a long process, and it's very participatory. If you have something that you are interested in seeing as a law, or at least being considered, that's something that you should talk to your representative about or your senator, and they will talk to you. But that's how it all starts, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Cabinet Member Madeline will ask our next question.
Our next question comes from the fifth graders of Suffield, and it is for all three of our guests. The students ask, what is your favorite part of your job?
I will do, since I represent Suffield, I will take this. And I do want to make a shout out to the fifth grade at McAllister School, who is probably watching this right now. I went and spoke to them while they were going through their election process, and great group of people. Anyway, the favorite part of my job is dealing with constituents, seeing if there's something that I can help them with in the whole dealing with the state government. There are times it's difficult to get through to some of our agencies, or some things don't fit the template of what these agencies do, and sometimes you just have to be able to work with people in order to solve their problems. So I'm a problem-solving person, and that's really the favorite part of what I do. And thank you again to the fifth graders at Suffield.
You can go.
Okay. I have to echo my former colleague in the legislature, Representative Zawistowski. I love solving problems. Being Attorney General gives you an opportunity to try to solve problems. We're not always successful. Sometimes there's too many problems that walk through my door. But, and problems large and small. So for example, during the pandemic, we advised the governor every single day and the legislature on what they can do to protect people and keep them safe and protect public health. One of the things that we do is protect Connecticut residents and enforce our state laws when all of you and your families are being abused by other people. For example, when local stores and retailers may charge you more than they should charge you for hand sanitizer or masks. That may qualify as price gouging, which is illegal under Connecticut law, and I can't say I enjoy it, but it is rewarding to help people, to protect them from those risks and those harms. And then we get to try to solve bigger problems. So the now almost 40-year landmark desegregation case in our state is a case called Sheff versus O'Neill. That's something that all of us know about, and especially Justice Evely and members of the judicial branch are very familiar with that litigation. That's to try to solve the long-term systemic effects of systemic racism, frankly, in our education system, and to combat a legacy of segregation that still affects us to this day here in our state in the Hartford region. And I get to work on that case to try to bring that to a conclusion and make sure that all fifth graders and all of your peers in all grades and ages have access to a quality education wherever you go to school. So that's what I love about my job.
Thank you for that question. I would say, I'm now a judge about 24 years. I've sat in just about every discipline that the judiciary has. And for 5 years, I sat in juvenile court. And that's where it really just made such an impression on me. The feeling that you got a feeling you're really helping people. And you could craft different opinions that would help keep families together. Sometimes it didn't always work out, but that was the goal. And now I'm in the appellate system still, and you kind of see these cases coming to you. But I think it's this feeling that you're trying to help and that you feel you're a help to people. There are some cases there haven't been any decisions on, so you're trying to craft something new. So you might look to other states to do it. But it's this feeling that you are helping, and really it's the greatest job I've ever had. And basically I love everything about it. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Cabinet Member Olivia has our next question.
The next question comes from the fifth graders at Charter Oak International Academy in West Hartford. It is for Judge Evely about the judicial branch. They want to know, how do you ensure that you are impartial and fair with your decision making?
Thank you. That's a great question. First of all, whenever we get a case, the first thing we do is review that case. The lawyers involved, the parties involved, sometimes even the issues involved. And obviously, if you know anyone, or you're not just know anyone, but you're close to them, you disqualify yourself from the case. Also, if there's an issue you might have spoken out about or you feel very strongly about, you might not be the best one to be impartial on that case, so we will recuse ourselves, not hear the case. So really, before you ever get into a case, that's the first thing you do. Is there a disqualification of some sort that you have to think about? Even the attorneys, is it an attorney you socialize with? Certainly the other side wouldn't like to see you out to dinner with an attorney that they were hearing their case on. So if it's someone you're really close with as an attorney, obviously a former partner or someone like that, then you disqualify yourself. But that's really the first issue you have on every case. So thank you.
Thank you. Cabinet Member Samantha has our next question.
The fifth graders at Shepherd Glen Elementary School in Hamden submitted our next question. It is about the effective branch and is for Attorney General Tom. The students asked, what is the most challenging part of your job?
Good question. I think one of the most challenging parts of our job is that in this world today, there are a lot of harms and risks and threats that we face for which there aren't a lot of good answers. So, for example, when the pandemic started, if you all remember, back when February, March of 2020, nobody really knew how to handle this situation. There wasn't a playbook. And what's most frustrating for me is when people insist that there are right answers and wrong answers. And if you think about it, there really aren't right answers and wrong answers in most instances. You do the best you can. You do the best you can in accordance with the law, based on the evidence and the facts that you have before you. But there was no playbook. And as a lawyer who works in the legislature and judges, some people think that there's black and white, there's right and there's wrong, and that if you just go into a courtroom, for example, Judge, you know what I'm talking about, people, because they believe their position is the correct one, they think you just type in the coordinates in like the judge's computer and the answer comes out. But that's not how it happens, right? We have judges because we rely on Judge Evely's judgment and experience and understanding to analyze a situation and make the best decision that he can make based on his human experience and knowledge. And so I think the hardest thing is just for people to understand that we're all doing the best that we can. And in most cases, the most difficult questions on the pandemic, on social media, on climate change, there aren't clear answers, and we're just trying to do the best we can.
Thank you. Cabinet Member Sotvik has our next question.
Students at O'Connell Elementary School in East Hartford submitted a question for Representative Zawistowski about the legislative branch. Their question is, how can students share their ideas with the state government to help make changes in their community?
Thank you. That's probably the easiest question that somebody could ask at this point. If you're a student and have some ideas, you should contact your representative, your senator. And if it's something that can go forward as a possible bill, you are certainly welcome to come in and testify, or not necessarily come in, or testify by Zoom. We don't know if we're going to be going into the Capitol yet this year by Zoom or into the Legislative Office building for our committees. We don't know if it's going to be by Zoom or in person for the hearings, but either way, you have the opportunity to be able to participate in the process, to advocate for your position, either by Zoom, by showing up, or else in email. So this is, you can help your legislator do this, because if we do introduce something on your behalf, we do hope that you're there to be able to firm up your position and to be able to assist in the process. Because usually somebody who has an idea about a bill has probably the most passion for it, and we need to hear that. The legislature needs to hear that. So that's really the best way. Contact your senator or representative, and we'll see what we can do. We're starting our legislative session on February 9th this year, coming up very shortly. So if you have ideas, you need to act fast. It's a short session year, which means that we're really limited to a lot of the bills that have to do with the budget. But that doesn't mean that we can't recommend to the committee some ideas that you might have. And I will just tell you that if it's having a bill put in does not necessarily mean it's going to pass. It's a long process, and sometimes it takes years to be able to get things done. But if you have to be persistent and be passionate, that's the big thing. Be passionate in what you believe in and speak up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Kid Governor Makhi has our next question.
Our next question was submitted by fifth graders in Enfield. They would like all three of our guests to answer the question. How does your branch work with the other two branches?
That's an easy question for me to answer. I depend on and serve the other branches. So as I mentioned earlier, I represent the state and everyone in state government in their official capacity. And so if there's a legal issue that affects the judicial branch, the judges, or the legislative branch, I represent them as their lawyer. I provide opinions to the legislature, sometimes when they ask for my legal opinion, and then I enforce the laws that the legislature instructs me to enforce. And so, for example, all the work I talked about protecting all of you, a lot of that is consumer protection work, and that flows from a series of laws that give me the authority to enforce our state's consumer protection laws on behalf of the state, and the legislature commands me to do that. I also go to the legislature to say, hey, I could do more if you gave me this authority or that authority, or maybe you don't need to give me this authority and somebody else is better suited to do that. I also, of course, appear before the judges at all levels in our state system, at the Superior Court, and then the Appellate Court and the Supreme Court. I also appear before federal courts. I had an argument before one of the highest courts in our country, the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit, on Wednesday in a case affecting our state and defending state officials. So I'm very much engaged with their work, and I engage with the other branches every single day.
The legislature makes the laws, but it's with considerable input from the other branches, from the executive branch and from the judicial branch. And we always consider how that any of the legislation impacts those branches as well. And they don't technically have bills. I mean, the governor can have bills introduced, but it's something that the legislature actually has to go through. We actually deal with the making of the laws, while the executive has some authority through the veto power of the governor if it does not meet what they believe is for the best of the state of Connecticut. And we also have the power to approve and not approve both executive and judicial nominations. So there's a lot of back and forth between the three branches.
Thank you. Yes, as an independent branch, probably our primary relationship with the Attorney General's office, other than we get intimately involved, we have sometimes people sue us for various things, and the Attorney General is kind enough to represent us on those suits. That's right. Also, many times, the Attorney General's office will, as General Tong mentioned, will be in front of us on different cases, either representing a state agency or various state agencies. So in that respect, we do have probably more contact with the Attorney General's office. The legislative is directly involved with us, as indicated, for our reappointment process and the initial appointment process. As I mentioned before, we have to go before the legislature. If you're already a judge, you must go every 8 years to be reappointed as a judge. And the Judiciary Committee asks you questions, and then they hopefully recommend you to the General Assembly to vote. So we're voted on every 8 years, and that's primarily our relationship with the legislative branch. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Cabinet Member Bryan has our next question.
Fifth graders at Nathan Hill Arts Magnet School in New London submitted our next question. It is about the legislative branch and is for Representative Zawistowski. They ask, what do you do when you disagree with other legislators about something?
The question is about whether or not what happens when we disagree with the other legislators, and that happens often. We don't always agree on anything, and it's not always by party. We are not Congress. We get along much better than Congress. You cannot actually it's very difficult to try to get anything passed in the state, any laws passed, without having cooperation on both sides of the aisle. We develop friendships in the committee process. Our committees are comprised of both members of both parties, and also we have what's called a bicameral committee process, which means we have both Senate and House in there. So we work together a lot. I mean, I spent some time as ranking member on the Planning and Development Committee back a couple of years ago, and you sit down across the table from other people on the committee and just work out what bills we think are best for the state of Connecticut. And sometimes it's disagreements, so you talk about it. And if something gets through that I don't like, I'm free to bring it up on the House floor before a vote comes up. But it's all done respectfully. It's all done there's a very prescribed manner for floor debate. And it's a good process. It works for us. You don't have the kind of backbiting and stuff that you see a lot of the political posturing that you see on a national level. A lot of us, we just like each other. So it doesn't matter. We're friends. We're all serving the public, and that's the important thing. We all keep that in mind. Thank you.
Thank you. Cabinet Member Elizabeth will ask our next question.
Students at Pulaski Elementary School in Meriden submitted the next question. It is about the executive branch, and it is for Attorney General Tong. The students would like to know, What was your favorite subject in school, and did it help you in your role in government?
So it won't come as a surprise. I loved 7th grade civics, and I think I did US government in 11th grade. And with all due respect to legislators who aren't lawyers, I thought it was really important to go to law school before I became a legislator. I served in the legislature for 12 years, the last 4 as chairman of the Judiciary Committee. And I don't think I could have done that job had I not had training as a lawyer and understood how a bill becomes law and have a deeper understanding of law and the legal process. And of course, that is a big part of what I do every day now. The one thing I would say also is getting to this point now as Attorney General and having the tremendous honor of being the chief legal officer in the state, I can't imagine doing this job without having all of my previous jobs. So working as a lawyer in private practice, serving in the legislature, serving as chairman of the Judiciary Committee, all of that was necessary for me to be able to do this job. And so I think, if you think about your own academic path and your dreams and what you want to do in high school and in college, think about how that's all going to accumulate together, all of that experience and all that knowledge to set you up to do whatever your dream is.
Thank you. Cabinet Member Madeline has our next question.
Students at the Shepherd Jen Elementary School in Hammond submitted this next question for Judge Evuli about the Judicial, sorry if I say it wrong, judicial branch, and they want to know, what's the hardest decision you've ever had to make?
Thank you. As I mentioned before, I sat on juvenile court for 5 years, which was very challenging. We deal with all types of issues. And many times we have to face questions whether or not children should be taken from their families for various reasons. So I had a case many years ago, over 20 now, where a woman had just had a baby. The baby was 6 weeks old. She also had another child who was 5 years old, a son. And the baby was a baby daughter. And she took the baby to the pediatrician for a routine visit 6 weeks after birth. And the doctor was looking at the child and said, something doesn't look right here. I want you to go right to Danbury Hospital for x-rays. And the mother did, took the child up, and it turned out that most of the bones in the baby's body were broken. So the department, the hospital obviously is a mandated reporter. They reported the incident to the Department of Children and Families at the time. And they removed the children from the parents. So I had the trial ultimately of whether or not the family should stay together or the children should be removed. So there were 10 doctors that testified, some very eminent doctors for the state and privately. They all looked at the same exact x-rays. 5 of the doctors for the state said that these were recent fractures while the baby was alive. The other 5 doctors said that no, these were healing fractures that had occurred during childbirth. They also had the doctor who delivered the baby. And that doctor said that in 35 years of being an obstetrician, this was the most difficult delivery he ever had. The baby was stuck in the canal for a long period, longer than he had ever had anyone stuck, and that he tried everything until finally he had to exert tremendous pressure to pull the baby out. So the question was, with all these eminent doctors pointing to the same thing, saying, you see that, Judge? That's a healing fracture. And the other one say, see that, Judge? That's a very recent fracture. I'm going, well, But for a family case, the burden of proof to remove children or terminate parental rights is what's called clear and convincing evidence. And many times as judges, we have to look at what the standard is before we make a decision. So I had to review that standard, clear and convincing. And to me, I was also very impressed with one doctor from New York City. He was one of the great witnesses I've ever had. I couldn't find clear and convincing, so I returned the children to their parents. But as a judge, particularly in juvenile court, dealing with children, you want to make sure you don't make a mistake. So I can tell you every year since then, till the children are now, age of majority, I checked to see if there were any further problems, and there were not, and both children ended up in college, and everything was fine with the family. But that was the hardest case, so thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Cabinet Member Olivia will give our next question.
Our next question is from the fifth graders at Noah Webster Micro Society Magnet School in Hartford. It is for Attorney General Tong about the executive branch. The students ask, what is the most important thing you have accomplished?
Oh, what is the most important thing I've accomplished? Every single day I am grateful for the opportunity to do this work and to represent all of you. I can't say that we ever conclude our work or that any case is ever really done. As Judge Evely said, he made this really difficult decision where, as I said earlier, there weren't any clear answers. And he checks on them every single year to make sure that he made the right decision. I'm in the middle of a really tough battle right now over the opioid and addiction crisis. And I've sued a family called the Sackler family, who own a company called Purdue Pharma. And they're based in Stamford, Connecticut. And it's my view and the view of many people in our state and across the country and victims and survivors and people who struggle with addiction that Purdue Pharma and the Sacklers really played a pivotal role in starting the opioid and addiction crisis, selling pills to people as medicine that were highly addictive and then misrepresenting how addictive those pills are and how damaging it can be for people who become addicted to those pills and their families. We've lost a lot of people and a lot of people have died. Right now, in this case, it's the opposite of having accomplished something. Right now, in this case, there's a lot of uncertainty about what's going to happen going forward. I just won a big decision in federal court to stop the Sackler family and Purdue Pharma from getting away with a lot of their misconduct. But this case is going to go on for a long time and for years and years and years. But what I guess I'm most proud of is, even though we haven't resolved the case, we haven't accomplished anything yet, I get to fight every single day for victims and survivors and people who struggle with addiction. And that's a very meaningful fight, not just for me and the people in my office, but for the people of the state and the people that struggle and suffer so much. And that's a really important reason to get up in the morning.
Thank you very much. Before we ask our next question, Attorney General Tong has to leave us for another meeting, but let's give him a round of applause to thank him for participating. And Cabinet Member Samantha will ask our next.
Fifth graders at Shepherd Glen Elementary School in Hamden submitted our next question. It is for Representative Zawistowski about the legislative branch. They asked, what kind of laws are you working on right now? Are there any that will affect recess in schools?
Actually, a couple of years ago, I did introduce a bill making sure that kids had recess in school. The Department of Education said that they already have it. It's not, that they have no plans on taking it out, but I wanted to make sure that was important because a break during the day for students is incredibly important. If nothing else, for maybe physical exercise or just in time to take a little bit of a break from their studies. Perhaps now with the last year being a little bit more remote learning, it doesn't seem as important. But if you're in a school all day, it's physically there. It's important to be able to just get out, take a break, and also just talk to your friends. Just get away from math class for a while or from English and just be able to chill out a little bit. No, I absolutely support having recess in schools and certainly would not change that a bit. Thank you.
Thank you. Cabinet Member Satvik will have our final question.
Next is a question about the judicial branch for Judge Evely. It comes from the 5th graders at Oswalachi Elementary School in Waterford. They asked, how do you remember all the previous laws when doing your job?
Thank you. Well, fortunately, a lot of our job involves research into laws and writing opinions after we've heard evidence. So we get time to look up the laws and check before we start writing. Probably the only thing, or one of the few things I can think of, that we have to make immediate decisions comes in trial and ruling on evidence. In law school, we took evidence courses. We've taken various seminars on evidence so that for the most part, when someone objects, we'll make a ruling on evidence. And it's not uncommon maybe if you have a full trial during a full day, I used to, in Waterbury, I used to go sometimes 9 to 5 with a break of an hour and lunch. It wouldn't be uncommon to have maybe 50 to 100 rulings on evidence each day. But you kind of have the feeling, I'm not saying they were all right, hopefully a lot of them were, but you have a feeling of, what evidence should come in to a trial and what should be left out. Other than that, we do have a lot of time, and we have even more time on the appellate court when we're writing opinions to get everything together and listen to the opinions of your colleagues and get opinions out. But on the trial bench, what we really have to know is the rules of evidence. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And please welcome Kid Governor Makhi Ettienne-Modeste back to the podium to conclude our educational program.
That was our last question for the Meet the Three Branches of State Government. Thank you to Attorney General Tong, Representative Zawistowski, and Judge Evely. Let's give them a big round of applause. And thank you to the many fifth grade classes that submitted their questions today. You had some great questions. As Inauguration Day comes to an end, I would like to thank you all for joining us and for showing support for my cabinet and me as your leaders for 2022. We are going to need all your help this year to accomplish our platforms, and we hope we can count on you. I will now pass our program over to Mr. Cease from the Connecticut Democracy Center.
Thank you, Makhi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brian Cofrancesco, and I'm the head of the Kid Governor program here at the Connecticut Democracy Center at Connecticut's Old State House. I'd like to ask for one more round of applause, but not just for our special guests, but also for Makhi and his cabinet members who so expertly asked our questions today. Let's give them all a round of applause. This was really such a great conversation today, and it showed the passion and dedication of just some of our incredible state leaders. We are so lucky that across all three branches of government, Our officials are so willing to speak with young people, especially fifth graders. And to our fifth graders who are watching us online, maybe you will serve in one of these roles one day. Our state will need strong and committed leaders, and you are the future of Connecticut. To the teachers who are in the room today or watching online, thank you for being such enthusiastic civics educators and participants in the Kid Governor program. This program would not be possible without your dedication to teaching civics and commitment to giving your students authentic learning experiences. Please be in touch to share your feedback on Inauguration Day and let us know what your students liked most. To the adults who are here in the room or tuning in online, be sure to visit ct.kidgovernor.org or find us on social media to learn more about the Kid Governor program and to follow Kid Governor Makhi and his cabinet's 2022 term. If you're watching from another state, visit our national website, kidgovernor.org, to learn how you can help bring this program to your state. In closing, thank you to all of the officials, special guests, family members, teachers, and others who've been here with us at Connecticut's Old State House today or watching online to celebrate Inauguration Day 2022. And a special thanks to our staff and volunteers and advisory committee who work behind the scenes to make the Kid Governor program and Inauguration Day a reality. Congratulations once again to your 2022 Kid Governor, Makhi Ettienne-Modeste, and to his cabinet. Best of luck to all of you this year. Thank you.